All right, all right. Let me see. Where's that remote? It feels all right. Turn my light on today, so just to wake me up. Today, I see we have ICCT up, the one that was moving from yesterday into the aftermarket. Um, right here came down, had a nice little push from 175 up here to 353, and then it fell down here to the ATR high, kind of bundled around this ATR high, and then got going again. The high up here is 352 pre-market high. And we also have a cheaper one that is sucking up some attention, which is RSLS. It's up 150%. I had to make another a lot of these I've been kind of overlooking, those cheaper ones that are just sucking up all the attention. So I made another scanner for them. I'm not interested in trading them. I just want to see them if they're sucking up all of the volume on the day. It has 32 million shares down here. We'll look into what's going on over there. We'll also look into the overall market. So let's start. Actually, need to make sure the stream is. Why isn't this showing up? Open up. Open up. Interesting. Okay. There we go. All right, I need to open up this. But yeah, we'll look over all of the things that are kind of jumping this morning. Yesterday, the market kind of moved down a little bit, but maybe today will be a recovery day. We don't know. I did not trade anything yesterday. It was basically a dead day for me. Let's see. Not because I didn't want it to, but just didn't see anything that was worth trading. What am I trying to do? Oh yeah, stream. Save that. Okay, that's good. Now let's dive on into all of this stuff we're looking at. So the top two that I see sucking up volume right now is RSLS and ICCT. Go look at both of those. We'll look at RSLS first. So the cheaper one, I don't want to spend too much time on. I just want to see, does it have a reason to be up? It's up 147%. Okay, no press releases over there. Go over here. RSLS. Okay, so it's got news from 21 days ago. So no recent news. Agreement in Canada with Liaison Medical. What do y'all do? So we got Reshape Life Sciences Inc. provides products and services that manages and treat obesity and metabolic diseases in the United States. This is based out of Irvine, California. Was incorporated in 2002. So obesity. Okay, so that's probably not going to win out on the day. Let's look at ICCT. ICCT, iCore Connect, a cloud-based software and technology company, provides health insurance portability and accountability act, HIPAA compliant cloud-based software as a service. Company's products include iCore RX, a HIPAA, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They were founded in 1992 and is headquartered in Florida. Okay, so this one was moving yesterday into the aftermarket. It is currently back over this fallout, which was 318, and looks like they continue to try to push it down. We'll see if it gets over this 341. But it's a little bit of excitement over there, 45% up, but still has less volume than RSLS. So we'll see if that can continue to push. So back over to RSLS, we had this little fallout. Came from what, 39 cents up here? Yeah, that's nothing I'm looking to do anything with. It is a low float, but the price is what's setting me off. This one landed right on the ATR right here. ATR high. Cracked it just a little bit and got going. Only other thing that I'm seeing on ICCT is we're beginning this whole wick party. So it came up here, got wicked. Came up here, got wicked. Big move down, got wicked. Wicked. And we're starting to see more and more wicks. So will that be the order of the day on ICT or ICCT for it to wick people around? I'm going to clear some of these drawings. These are old drawings. I can tell because they're white. Let's see. Remove those. Okay. Now, we got this high here of 318. We'll see how this ends up holding. Was a big fallout there. Under that 250 level is pretty much dead. I like to see it above both ATRs. The for pre-market, I like to see it above this ATR no pre-market, which is basically cutting out pre-market, taking the close of the yesterday and adding the ATR of yesterday to it, and that's what gives me this 252. But right now, below this level, it's just dead to me. The next thing is on the open, a new ATR forms from the open, which is the Wilders open ATR. And it needs to be above both of those. I kind of like to see them above both. But below this 250 is dead to me. Let's also check out what the market is doing. So the market, so we had this previous level here that we had looked at on previous days. Let's see if we can get here. All right, so we had marked out 2050, the 19800s, which fell through. Now we have this trend from back here where the trend kind of originally started going up. It is becoming a little bit of resistance here. Okay, so it hit this at what, 2000. So there's the trend line right there, the little red line, and it hit it again and failed. So it is confirming that that trend line has a little bit of resistance. It is below yesterday's ATR. It came up, tried to get above it, came up, tried to get above it, and failed both times. Now it does have quite a bit of a reaction to this level, which is right around the 19,000s. So we got two taps up here on the previous trend line. We got a 19,000 down here that really had, I don't know if it's been confirmed somewhere back in the past. Let me just put a price line and follow it back around this level. So 19,000. Nope, not really seeing it too much. Yeah, that's way back there. That is in, what is this, 2024? 19,000, which shows some resistance. Mark that up. So it has been tested at least a good bit right here. Then over here as well. So that's two reactions off of it. One is support, one is resistance. This kind of looks like resistance in here, and then it kind of broke through it. So, but it is a reaction level. We got some type of reaction around there. Then here, so it's definitely been here before. 19K could be a place where it ends up holding up. We'll see. So that is 1, 2, 3. I'm just looking for the peaks and valleys around it or the reactions. So that's 3, 4, 5. So 5 reactions around this level. Okay. All right, previously tested area of the 19,000. Got about 5 reactions around this level, whether it's support or resistance. It really doesn't matter. I just want to know where people have been kind of iffy, you know, in the market. And we'll see how it approaches that level today. So what color has this been? Like a light purple. Okay. All right, so we got 5 of those at the 19K. And we'll see what happens if it holds above this level or what, and becomes bullish and wants to go up and reclaim this trend. The only other thing is that trend has been touched multiple times. And the 19,400 has been touched multiple times as well. Let's go and look at this trend here. Let's see, where is it? So this trend started somewhere down here. 1, 2, 3 on the trend line. Can I name this? Trend line X. I say 2X. It really had it. I say 3. 3X trend line. Not that many taps. It's red. Boom, boom, boom. Begin point, end point. Okay. All right. All right, so this is where we're sitting right now. Let me look back over at ICCT. So it is throwing a little wick down through this previous fall point of the 317. Has about what? Well, first of all, what is ATR? ATR is 27 cents. So it moved definitely 27 cents in this move. But it closed yesterday with 27 cents. So it may be higher because of all of this moving around. But how far does it have to fall for it to hit 250 from where it is or where this previous fall point was? 317. Oh, no, don't do that. 317 minus 250. 67 cents. So about 2x is ATR right now would give us back 250. It seems like there is some selling pressure up here. And then RSLS. Okay. ICCT catching up with that on volume. think today is going to be a good day. I have not seen the setup that I look for. One, these wicks are off-putting. Need to see these wicks disappear or a new stock come up that isn't wicking like this, something that is confident. And the other thing is I want to see the market support a move again. I want to see the market come down here and test this level, because if it tests this 19,000 and gives a good bounce back up, that's going to be really nice. Also, the ATR low on this is down here. Looks like 18, right around the ATR low is right here, 18,900. So this little zone here is what I'll be looking for it to hold, if possible, right through here, 19,000, and bounce back up. Now if it crashes through there, that's, I mean, that's gonna be wild. You sure you want to know? Don't remove all drawings. I just want to remove this drawing. All right. So it's definitely got some support, some kind of big support down here they can fall back into for another liquidity grab, but we'll see. This has been tested 5 times, so if it starts to make a new high, it's gonna have to test it, or a new low. It's gonna have to test that multiple times to kind of confirm it. I don't want it to come down here to like 19.2, bounce up, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is great, and then it goes right on down. I want it to show me that it can hold a specific level. Good morning, Danielle. So Excel. I see CT falling on back under this level. 317's point of control right now on this one is 305. So this thing has been tapped one time. Let's go back up here. Tapped one time here, and both times. Can I not just, oh no. I'm gonna change my, let's see what my sensitivity is on this mouse. Should be allowing me to click. It's got 2 spots up here that are looking like they're becoming resistant. It's going to need to hold over this 317, but it may end up pulling back. We'll see. All right, change that over to desktop mouse. There we go. All right, let's see if that makes a difference. But we do have kind of a zone that has been tested here. Right above this level where the previous fallout happened. People aren't so confident. 27 million shares traded on this one. My line in the sand on ICCT is going to have to hold up 250 on today. Got plenty of volume. It's a low float. The beta is kind of low, so it really doesn't care about what the market is doing. And what I mean by kind of low, it's under 1, under +1. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be an interesting day. And it's not looking like penny stocks are just getting overpowered, but we'll see. RSLS has 33 million. As long as it doesn't start shooting upward, I think we'll be okay. As long as it doesn't break $1 again. But it's an obesity stock, and I'm just like, I don't think you can do much. Obesity and diabetes, sometimes they do okay. It just depends on what day. But I've never really done good on those type of medical stocks. Maybe cancer stocks or breast cancer or something like that. But obesity, diabetes, I don't know. People lose faith in the middle of great volume. They're like, oh yeah, everything's going great. Slam. So into the open, this would be a major level, this 317, because if it dumps from this twice, there's gonna be some heavy resistance. Um, and the point of control is 305. So will it break down that $3 and start hitting back down here to this 250? And really what I focus on, I'm looking for stocks that can hold over 20% up. Sometimes I get dragged into, I'll take a trade on something that's like right there and then it'll struggle and fall under 20. It'd be like 15% up and people just stop looking at it. Like the attention of it goes down, something else pops up, 50%, 60%, 70%. But usually over 20% is where people kind of get active no matter what the volume is. Like if it starts getting over 20% and it's a low float, and maybe it has some type of recent catalyst, and maybe not even recent catalyst, they'll be on it. So bouncing down there to that 305 point of control. Let's see if we can go ahead and break down that 3. Where is my? Here it is. Oh, that's why it was already here. Okay. Let me look at the daily chart for both of these since I have not yet. So let's start with RSLS and just see what it's doing. So it stopped at 36 cents yesterday and then popped up to like 90 cents. So right there at $1. It's already in a downtrend. It would have needed heavier catalysts, I think, to do anything. So I'm not going to be too super focused. I just want to not overlook these if they got great volume. And then ICCT. So this one is a popper and dropper. We saw that on 2024, December, November, January, February went down, March. So definitely some popping and dropping going on. I'll be very careful with this one with that kind of history. And then also be careful if you trade penny stocks, be careful with something that's weaker like RSLS, because I shall not be trading that one. All right, so ICCT coming on down. We already know if it breaks down this 250, it's dead. That's under the ATR highs. Most of the time, if something's going to be good, it's going to be getting some heavy action, getting away from that ATR high. But this one, slinking back towards it after a big fall off. So I'm going to say this is our body block level that was formed during a pre-market. Pre-market on 4. Oh, this is the first of the month. I'm forgetting. 4-1 pre-market. ATR body, or not ATR, but body block. Right through that level. Okay, so it's gonna have to push through this previous push down without failing 250. Now back over here to the NQ. NQ threw a little wick down here to 19,300. Than a previous bottom. So is this starting some type of trend? If it touches, if it can grind up a little bit higher and get a third touch, this would actually start confirming a new trend here. So let's say if it has one touch in the future, like if I extend this to the right and it comes down and continues to hold this, I'll say, okay, this is looking like a trend. It's been tested, it's been confirmed. And so I'll be looking for it to make another run towards this 19,500. And I'll be looking for stocks that kind of care about the market and what it's doing for that breakout. But now it is not confirmed yet. But looks like it's starting a trend. So we want it to be obvious. And the obvious things are usually touched more than once. Or twice. Oh, this thing, should it freeze up in volume? It's almost like they just know it's gonna fall. Bottom of low on this candle of 303. And I don't like this volume drying up right under this level, because the more it comes up here and does these moves into this level and fails, the more shorts get confident here, especially after having this big move here from pretty much from the open of yesterday, 67 cents up to $3. But the majority of its moves being into after hours pre-market. All right, pulling back up a little bit, low of 303. EBs or Easy Beezy, what's up? What's up? Good morning to all. We're out here. We got two that are up that we want to kind of keep our eye on and make sure that they don't draw too much attention. ICCT moving from yesterday, and let me make sure I looked at the reasoning for ICCT. Don't remember it. Okay, so iCore, what was your movement reasoning? Okay, so iCore convertible debt holders cancel 142,690 common stock warrants and convert 808,000 in debt. Okay, so they converted some things, blah blah blah. That's March 4th though. That's the beginning of last month. So ICCT doesn't really have any other recent news to hold it up unless something pops up today. So I'm really thinking that's gonna be going down because it's gonna lose its grip on the market. But anyway, let's see. Did you trade MLGO? Absolutely not. MLGO, this is my notes right here. These are stocks that I don't trade. Anything that is an Israeli stock, anything that is a Chinese stock, and MLGO falls into the Chinese stocks. So I do not touch those stocks. And Donnell saved my life actually yesterday. I think I think it might have been on MYSZ. He was like, yeah, you know that's an Israeli stock, right? And I was like, what? And I was out kind of look. I forgot when was MYZSZ moving. Let me check the Discord real quick. Was it yesterday? Thing moving fast. ATR. Yeah, he saved my life from trading MYSZ. MYSZ. Oh yeah, that was yesterday. Yep. NYSZ. I was like, oh my goodness, I was about to dump some money into that thing and take a absolute nail to the mouth. But yeah, MLGO, what's wrong with Israeli stock? It's a solid market. Absolutely not for me. Not for small caps. Every time an Israeli stock pops up, and let's just go look at MY. Let's go look at MYSZ. Okay, so this was our kid from yesterday. MY, this is an Israeli stock. Pre-market, okay, battling around, blah, blah, blah. Gets going up. Boom. 196. Now, for me, I like buying the dip. I like buying a move down, right? And so I was looking at MYSZ around this point when it reached back towards this ATR high. And this is when Donnell was like, yo, this is an Israeli stock. I was like, oh, not trading it. And yeah, it just continued going down. It didn't bounce up. It didn't do anything else. It just right on back down to the ATR lows, right on back through the ATR lows. And I was like, thank you so much. Because this would have been my entry somewhere around this 225-ish level. I would have got buried alive. But you know, we got the Discord, people looking out because I wasn't able to actually look at it. I was out most of the day, and I was just going to take a trade from my computer on this one. But yeah, I did not get a chance to just super duper research it, and yeah, that would have been bad. That 226. Let's say if I enter with, I don't know, 500 shares, 1,000 shares, and then then I'm like, oh no. And then I go and actually research and I'm like, oh, this is Israeli stock. Oh no. Either they behave like this or they behave with the big wicks. That's what I've seen. And I've every time I've traded them, I end up in a place where I'm like, why did I even trade this stock? What's wrong with this stock? And all the common factor is it Chinese or Israeli? Every time Chinese, Israeli. Now there are some other factors that I look for that keep me out of other trades, but those specifically, I'm like, it just rubs me the wrong way. You know, they just don't move like U.S. stock, or you just don't like Israel. Mm, I mean, U.S. stocks can get they can get wicked and all that good stuff, but it's not that I don't like Israel. It's I think that their small cap stocks are very volatile, very volatile. Like if you're going into like their longer term investments, or like military hospitals or things like that, cool, you holding long term. But small caps, they just don't act right for me. I will be sitting back mad at myself. Let's see. Yeah, I will be sitting back mad at myself for real. Let me look back at what ICCT was doing. All right, so ICCT made a little higher low for now, right at that $3 level. Will it try to retest this zone or this level of the 317 where it kind of crashed out last time? Yeah, I saw the run. Absolutely. I saw it. I was like, "Oh wow, it's coming back up." It's looking crazy. From is this the right part? Yeah, this is the right one. Yeah, it came down here, dipped into the 21 level, shot from 20 up to 30. And that's definitely some major volatility. Um, but if you got trades on it, great. You made your money, you did your thing, looks good. So basically, what it does have in common with a lot of stocks that I like trading on yesterday, it was above the ATR, no pre-market. So basically, if you cut out pre-market, you take the close of yesterday, add the ATR. That's what that red line is at 2803. And then it was also over the Wilder's ATR from the open. So the open takes the last 14 bars, you can count back 14, takes the high, low, open, close of each one, averages them, and puts those on the chart. So it was above both of these ATR high levels. And so it held that up and got going. But that's one of those things. This is like what, the fifth, sixth day that this moved. So it's kind of hard to tell when it's going to do this. It's failed this multiple times though. It's come down to the ATR high, slapped down through it on previous days. So this was one of those, like, well, maybe it'll happen this time. Maybe it'll happen, but no kind of consistent pattern doing that. All right. But yeah, I definitely saw the moves and I got my alert set. So anything that moves like MLGO or some of these like ICCT or whatever, I get a little text message alert, and I'm definitely, I see them. If I'm in the vicinity to do some research, then maybe I'll take action on them. Easy beasy. So it's not above the ATR this morning for MLGO. Let me look. No, it's not above the ATR this morning. So ATR right now is this 2803 that it is currently slapped right here during pre-market. And yeah, no, it's not above it today. That doesn't mean it can't get above it. I mean, I give it well, it's a Chinese stock, but if there was something else, I'll give it the opportunity to say, hey, I want to be strong and get through this. But for right now, we already see that it's already tested that level and failed. Looks like it did the same thing back here, but that was kind of a crazy candle. Looks like, was that 7 o'clock, or yeah, 7 o'clock at night? I don't know. Weird. 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. Interesting. But anyway, I like to see it above that ATR and above the Wilders as well. Now, if it's during pre-market, the only thing that I use is the this ATR, but after the open, then the Wilder comes in. So I have 2 points of interest. ICCT breaking down that bottom there of the 303. And like I said, under this 250 is dead to me. It's going to have to prove that it can get up and away. I don't want to see it struggling around here, especially at this price range, being up only, what, 30%. And if it keeps heading down, it'll be up 29, 25. 20. And I'm really interested in things holding over 20% strong, with some strength. And this one's slipping on down, and it just broke down a whole dollar level after doing this the first time. So this was a big splash down through this level. Now it's giving shorts another chance to kind of re-enter with some entries, because think about it, shorts are going to be like, okay, this thing's tested up here twice. What's the probability of it actually breaking out of 354 with no recent catalysts? The catalyst was on March 4th about some debt converting debt, and so now what's the probability of it ripping through there? Now, if they're wrong, they can get their faces ripped off. But if they're right, they can make a whole lot of money back down here to this 250 point. And so I think they're willing to risk that move. And look at it going on down under that body block area. 33 million shares traded is catching up with RSLS, soon to be above RSLS. Now, below $2 is where I'm like, I'm good. I really don't care about you being down there. Really don't take those trades. Really focus on 2 and up. Something that can give me some range. Give me 10, 20, 30 cents. And, my average is, and I ended it last month. It was a green month, but it was a small green month. I gave back a lot of profit. But I ended up, walking away with green in my pocket. This month, I want to do less of that because I was doing some testing, and RexCon actually gave me this little bit where it's the ATR without the pre-market, and I've been testing out with this. It's been working well. I've been using mine, the script that I created for the ATR from the open, but using both of them in parallel, seeing how they work together. I like when these stocks have price action above both of them. It's a lot to it basically the ATR you can use it for a trend. Some people use it for trends, some people use it for stop outs. So they'll say, okay, well, I know that this is my baseline, 250. I'm gonna I'm going to see how close we can get to that 250 and get some ads in here. Maybe they're already entering on these red candles, but if it breaks this is my line in the sand. You know what I mean? They'll use it for stop outs. And that's not just small caps. You can use it for mid caps, large caps, because professional traders use ATR for sure. For sure. I think it's like 65% of prop traders use ATRs or something like that. Retail traders use it. So it's kind of very used. Kind of like the VWAP, except a little bit more stagnant. So it get instead of like the VWAP, it recalculates so much during the day, just like the open Wilder's ATR, it recalculates all the time. It's dynamic. But if you can get an ATR that is stagnant, this one's gonna stay the same the whole day, right? This 250 level. It breaks down at 250 level. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It's dead. And it's easy calculation. Take the close of yesterday, add it to the ATR of yesterday, and bam, you have the ATR. Or the current day's ATR. But yeah, we're looking downward here. It is 710. We're coming into the 715 level. RSLS, what are you doing over here? Just throwing more wicks. Look at all these wicks. This is what I don't like. And well, this is what I do like because it is a spinning stock and it's super cheap. So if it's trapping people, this will take their hope on the day, and then maybe something else will give a nice move after it finishes chopping them up in the pre-market. Another little buy up there, but doesn't mean that downward movement is over. Through the 290, fall through 290. Let's see. So you said you're hot on ICCT. Anything else you're tracking? Not for pre-market. I haven't seen anything that is a small cap trade that I can take. I have been tracking the I've been looking at the NQ, of course. We did a little bit of looking over what the market is doing. So basically, it previously tested this level of 19 around the 19,000s 5 times in the past. So I'm watching what that wants to do towards that 19,000. And we also have a previously tested level here of the 19,400, touched that 7 times in the past. And we also have a trend line here. So it's a lot of things that it could do. It could go back here, test the 19K and pop back up. It has the ATR low down here at 8, or what is this, 18, 9, right under the 1900s. It has the trend line is touched at the end of last session, broke back up here, touched that trend line, came down, thought about it. Actually, it touched it 3 times, almost 3 times. It got 1, 2. So it looks like it tried it 3. I'll give it that. You know, that's a small little try, but 1, 2, 3. Let me see. What was this? Did I already name this 3 times? That makes that 4. So it tried it. It had a reaction to it to the downside every single time. And so it's got nothing but opportunity here to hold up this 19,000 on today, or absolutely rip back through this trend line that is tested here. 19, I guess it'll be 19.5s at the time that it actually opens. 19,500, something like that. But yeah, watching that and seeing if we find any kind of stocks that care about the market, going up or down, and playing those on those moves. If it comes down here to the 19K, I think we could see a nice move back up. Now, we have seen several days that it's been coming down towards this tariff. We have the tariff news coming out tomorrow, which is the 2nd. And you know, we've seen upcoming to this news big moves down. So we want to see what reaction happens tomorrow. All the tariffs, the Canadian tariffs, all these tariffs going into place is going to make a splash in the market, and so that's really where most investors are looking to see how the market is affected by that. And I don't know how today will work. Some days I'm like, well, maybe this will just consolidate. Maybe it'll just, not do anything, and then it rips. So I kind of have to wait for, you know, one of these levels to end up breaking. It's got kind of like a zone right now between this 19.5 and 1900. So we got to figure out, does it want to be bullish? Is it going to take stocks like Tesla and Nvidia and all of that up? Can we get like a large cap play? Our mid cap's gonna come into play today. I don't really care. I'll trade any of them. But I'm looking for the market to confirm things for the mid and the large caps. And then you said, do you use Bookmap? I do not use Bookmap. I use the volume profile, which shows the most traded places on a stock. So let's say if we go back over here to ICCT, and it's coming back up to this level of 317. The volume profile, and let me make it a little bit darker here. Let me see, where's my volume profile? Studies, it is studies. This one, opacity. So I use this one. If you can't see it, I'll make it a little bit clearer there. And press OK and apply. So this is the volume profile. It shows you where the majority of the trades have happened, and it puts a point of control on the highest point of trading. So the highest point of trading right now is around the 305. It came up and tried to snap through this 317 again, and finding kind of in between right now. I don't know if it's gonna go red or whatever, but these are the hottest points. So this is what I'm looking at, especially for small caps, but even on large caps, where are the hottest points, and where does this point of control, how does this point of control move? If more trading comes up here, point of control moves up, and more traders are pushing it up. The point of control is moving downward. That means that, the volume and the sentiment may be downward, and it doesn't move a whole lot during the day, even on these high volume stocks. It could be like, 30 million, 100 million. And it's very hard to move it, especially on small caps, um, because so much volume comes in on each price level, especially if it's like a high price level, like a whole dollar level, like $3. So much volume comes in there, it's hard to move it throughout the day. But let me turn that back down. Turn it back down to, I don't like it that high. I'd like it to put it on 10. And the volume profile comes with TOS, so it's just there automatically. Okay, there we go. And yeah, so we got this slight little pullback. It was not able to get over that 317, and looking for it to continue going on down. Let's see. So I'm in IBRK in Canada. Let's see. IBRK, let's look at that. KR, I mean, IBKR. Is that right? Is this the right ticker? IBRK. Let's see what we got here. It says interactive. Oh, you're trading in interactive brokers. I'm tripping. You're trading in interactive brokers where they do have a stock. I don't know if you're invested in their stock, but let's go look at their stock. See, this interactive broker pays some dividends. Interactive broker, BRK. Dividend history. Oh, they do. Wait. Oh, wait. Did they stop paying? This is 228, so they do pay a dividend. Interactive broker. Let's see. They started paying dividends in 2013. They've been paying pretty consistently 10, 10, 10, 10, and then it jumped up to 25 cents. But I don't know why it's not showing any kind of expected dividend date or dividend yield or annual yield, but it does look like it paid throughout 2024. It looks like a quarterly dividend, 25 cents. It is $165 a share right now. So 25 cents, 165. Let's see what that means. So quarterly, 4 quarters. So that's going to be about a dollar per year if it's doing that consistently right now. But it just started doing this whole 25. It was doing 10 at first. So at first that would be 40 cents a year, and it jumped from 40 cents to a dollar. And it actually jumped while it was declining in price. So looking over here on Interactive Brokers, Max. So let's see, let's zoom back a little bit. Interactive Brokers started down here, was this 40, 50 bucks. Had a top up here of 236. And while the prices are falling, the dividend is increasing. So 165. But what is the percentage of that? So let's see, 165, 5.59. Or actually, I did that wrong. So if it stays at a dollar, so what is a dollar? 165.59. So about, that's pretty small. Let's multiply that by 100. It's pretty small. I mean, you're not getting much off of it for the price. Because I got some that are way cheaper than this that pay 25 cents. But in the long run, how stable is IBKR? And we can go to FinViz to figure that out. So IBKR. First of all, what is this beta? So beta score is 102. So it kind of slowly follows the market. If the market's going up or market's going down, it's just a slow follower. ATR of $8.33. Wow. So over the last 14 days, that thing has moved at least $8. That's pretty big. I don't know how the spreads are on that one, but wow. Volatility 4 to 20%. And so if we were to go to something like ICCT, let's look at their volatility. Volatility, look at how volatile that is. So IBKR is only 4%. This one's 83 something percent. That's a very big jump, but we suspect that because IBKR is a higher price stock, and it's probably a lot safer. And also that market cap is going to change things as well. That market cap is 69.97 billion. So we're talking about some pretty big players in there. Let's also go and see who's invested in it. So we go back over here to NASDAQ, go to institutional holdings. I'm sure BlackRock, look at those. BlackRock, Vanguard, top 2 holders, and they're doing their thing. Looks like Vanguard sold some, but they're still got a lot of shares. What, 10 million Interactive Broker shares, 10 million on Vanguard. And then below that, we got JP Morgan. We got the big names in here, Bank of America. So definitely it's not going to be as volatile because they don't play about their money. They're not trying to see swings and all that. They're like, nah, let's hold this thing right where it is. Morgan Stanley's in there. But that's pretty much what I focus on. Who all is invested? If this thing is safe, why is it safe? And this is why. These folks right here holding it still, holding it steady. But anyway, that is Interactive Broker. I didn't mean to do a whole dialogue on Interactive Broker, but I just wanted to see. You said the platform broker, they got bad studies. Yeah, I mean, maybe. But back over here, let's see. If you're looking at anything else though, definitely if you see anything else during pre-market, are you trading mid caps, small caps, large caps? What are you trading? What are you trading? Or do you have strategies in all of them that you kind of like to follow? Looking around, looking around. NQ. Try to get up to that 19,400 again. And I want to see it confirm a trend here, if it can. We got one at 19.2, but until we get that third touch, it's really not a trend yet. Okay, so right now we're just kind of in the waiting game. Looks like. And this thing's almost dried up in movement. That one's dropping on down. Good, good. SPY. What is oil doing today? Oil did end up holding over that 70, huh? So it made quite a big move from where we last looked at it. We saw this level here at the 70.05, and it had been tested multiple times here, and it actually came back and ripped through that. And now it's up here at the 71. So new little area that it's playing around with. And then the ATR low is down here. I mean, that's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be moving down here anytime soon back to 69, but definitely looking good up there. But these tariffs, we'll see what the tariffs do tomorrow. That's where the reality sets in. If things want to continue, and actually, let me look at what Bitcoin is doing today as well. About to get ready to get out of here. Of course, we do continue conversations in the Discord. The Discord has been dropped into the chat. It is free to join, and we continue, looking through the markets throughout the day. If new things pop up, you'll probably see them in there. Um, Bitcoin right at 84 right now. I already got all my positions. I hope it comes down some more. I really don't want it to turn around yet. I would like for it to come down to the 71 for some ads, but it's okay if it doesn't. But it is whatever. Anyway, these streams on Tuesday and Thursday, they have to be shorter because I have to drive to my other office and get set up for work. And but I just kind of like to get a synopsis before I get to work, because sometimes when I get to work, it just gets so busy and I don't have time to look over like what the market is doing, what X, Y, and Z is doing, and all this stuff. But ICCT is probably gonna end up dying at the open, and I'll see if anything else pops up, and I will let you guys know in the Discord for sure. And I'll probably get a text message or something. That's how I always know. And TOS is good for the alert systems. I just didn't like TOS's push notifications. The push notifications, it's almost like they don't work for the most part. They'll send you pushes, but they're always late. Like when they're supposed to come through right then, they don't. But the text messages, right there, boom. The minute it hits the scan, text, we in there. But those push notifications, I really like the push notifications better than text, but since I got unlimited text, it doesn't matter. They can text me. I'll take that. But if you're on a limited messaging plan or something like that, you got to be careful with the whole texting all the time type deal. Anyway, I'm about to shut it down, get on over here to the other office, and I will get the charts pulled up over there and see what's going on. If nothing is crazy going on over there that I have to deal with before. But yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Tariffs coming through. I don't know if you guys are planning on the market going lower or higher, but I would say be less less in front of the crowd and trade with the crowd on this, because you, if it dives or it gaps down, gaps up, whatever, and you're going the wrong way, it's gonna be bad news bears. Uh, but anyway, I gotta get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will talk to you guys in the Discord next time. And as always, trading is one of those things where it's a research game, you know? It's, I like it. It's what I do in real life. So it's just a research game. See what kind of data points that you can put together to form a thesis on the probability of something happening. So very, very fun game, but you can definitely get your face ripped off if you're into the wrong side or you're not trading with the crowd. Anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Okay. Where is my music?